Is it fucking Wednesday? Yes, it is fucking Wednesday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Drone Brews. Why am I hearing things? Why am I hearing? Am I hearing double? No, wait, no. I'm probably probably drunk already. Hope everybody's doing amazing. We've got an awesome show for you tonight. I've got Paul back again. Yes, Paul kept his job. This is now what, the second week in a row producer Paul keeps his job. And I've got Vu from NVU Films joining me to be my idiotic guest tonight. So let's go ahead and bring these fellas in. I don't know. Looking at the chat, who wants producer Paul? Or do we fire Paul tonight? Fuck it. Let's bring him in. All right, producer Paul.
What's up? You didn't fire me yet. This is week 3 right here, buddy.
If you wear that shirt ever again, Paul, you're done. Fired. Done. Done. You know what that shirt reminds me of?
Yeah, you know what? I just found that out this week, and I was like,
burn it.
I don't even want to use it anymore on my channel. Even.
All right, you're fired. Paul's fired. Nah, I'm just joking. You come back in. What are you drinking tonight, Paul?
Oh, you're gonna fire me again? I'm drinking Sweet Red. It's delicious.
Son of a bitch, Paul. I said have a beer. What the freak is wrong with you, Paul? Beer, yeah. Paul. Beer, not wine. This is not Drone Wine Live. It's Drone Brews Live.
Tomorrow is my anniversary, so I just figured I'd pop some out and just, we're 9 years next.
Let's bring in our guest. Hopefully he will be less disappointing than you, Paul. Probably. We've got Vu. Vu, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Dog Fish Head Namaste white Belgian style white beer.
God,
whatever.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saving that, because Paul is an absolute shit show tonight and decided to drink wine on the stream. I don't know where I found this guy. Vu, thanks so much for joining me, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. I know a lot of people are probably like, who is this guy? But he's got a beer, so there must be something. Vu, tell us a little bit about your channel, man.
I pretty much just talk about camera crap, videography, and a little bit of photography, but I do it in a very
dry way,
for lack of a better word, idiotic way.
An idiotic way, yes, I like that. Idiotic your channel is has helped me out a lot. You got a lot of great tutorials. Your bread and butter seems to be more of the actual filmmaking, not just as you would call it, the douche tuber filmmaking.
Tube doucher. Tube doucher way of life.
Right, exactly. So you actually are doing this in the real life, like you said. You shoot weddings primarily, and you do real estate. So you're putting these skills to use. Paul, you got a link for
it's already there, bro.
You already added it to the description, Paul?
Description?
You have access to that, Paul.
I haven't got it working yet. I don't know why. I'm a loser. I'm fired again.
I like how 2 weeks in a row you have like an Asian guest. I like the
yes. We're keeping with that trend. We do. Did anybody else notice that? We do that next week. Next week maybe we'll trend like towards into the Italian district. I don't know. I did notice
subtitles up for me.
I did notice that it was back to back. But you know what? Are you really though Asian though? I don't know. You're not drinking an Asian beer, so. Well,
if I was really Vietnamese, I'd be drinking a Heineken or something.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Hey, I'll drink a Heine.
Yeah, from time to time.
Came out wrong. So, dude, you just had a kid. So, yes. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it.
So, I got to ask you, how do you find time to do everything you do? Because you put out a video you're pretty consistent, 2 videos a week.
I wing it, man.
Do you wing it?
I don't script it. I don't plan just whatever's in my head. I'm thinking about it. I feel like I should make a video about it. I'll just do it. So then I hope that when I talk about it, it comes out naturally, not scripted, and I don't think about it too much, because then I end up being very
robotic.
Robotic and trying to sell Squarespace every 3 seconds and stuff like that.
Is it Squarespace? By the way, that brings me to my next. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking with you. They don't want to mess with me.
Nothing wrong with that. I would love to be sponsored by Squarespace. I don't mind taking those checks.
Or what's the other one? It's Story Blocks.
Story Blocks.
Story Blocks. That one, I feel like that's a very niche argument though, because the only person that's going to use Story Blocks is like us. It's like the normal person's probably not going to use Story Blocks. Squarespace, maybe the normal person might use.
Yeah.
Paul, what would you use Story Blocks for?
Commercial work.
Yeah.
Beyond, I mean, I don't really.
Paul, you're making me sick tonight, Paul, with that wine. You're making me absolutely sick, Paul. And the shirt.
Do you like wine, Ken?
I mean, I'll drink it now and then, but I'm mostly a beer person.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do wine, man.
Wine always gives me a headache. I'm not really a wine person. I'm noticing, when he filled out his job application, he's like, I drink these beers, that beer. He listed all these IPAs. What I felt like he did was he went through Publix and he's just like, I'm going to write this down. And then he may have went to ABC and just started writing a bunch of shit down.
What's ABC?
ABC Liquor. Exactly. See, they know me by name in there. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyways, so we got some questions in the chat. Ron Nepper wants to know what you use to deliver video to clients. Not you, Paul, the professional Vu.
Me?
I use unprofessional Final Cut Pro.
No. How do you deliver? How do you deliver the video to clients?
Oh, deliver.
For which, like wedding clients? If it's wedding clients,
so wedding clients, you're doing DVDs still or no?
No, man. I just drop it on like Vimeo.
Is that what it is? Drop it on Vimeo?
It's a link to Vimeo, and then I like buy like a SSD, and I'll just drop like their actual files in there, and I just drop whatever raw footages they want in there, and I just send it on. I don't do any more DVDs, and I don't.
So
my packaging is not fancy.
How do you so what I want to know is, because something I've been having troubles with lately is, I'll bill the clients and no payment for days on end, sometimes weeks. Are you billing your clients beforehand or after?
50% of the contract is due the day they sign contract, and other 50% is due a week before I even film anything.
Okay, so it's payment up front before you're actually on site.
Yeah, I'm not trying to chase after.
I'm going to start going to that, I think, because the chase is not all that fun. It just absolutely is a pain in the ass to sit there and chase people for money after you've already filmed something.
And if that is the case where you just want to work with the client and you say they could pay you after, don't give them anything, like don't deliver anything. And if you do deliver it, put your watermark like all over it, so they could at least see what the video looks like. But they can't really use it because your watermark is like pasted all over it. Yeah,
I started doing that for work, and then people they got all pissy. I'm like, well, listen, if I'm sending you that file, you should pay your bill. What kills me is I'll see people, they'll view the invoice, but they don't pay their bill. That always kills me. That just kills me to no end.
Yeah. Probably an Asian client that didn't pay you. They're always trying to get a discount.
Caucasian.
Oh, yikes.
Caucasian. Yeah, they do. It happens though. It happens more often than not. But that's a question that I always get asked is, well, how do I bill? Do I bill my client beforehand? Do I bill it after? And I think, I don't know where you're at in the world, but I'm here in Florida, and I feel like the South, like most of the Southeast region, is you do the work and you bill after. That seems to be the common trend amongst most of the people that I talk to in the video industry. But up in the Northeast and out towards California, it's payment upon completion or payment upon arrival, which is sort of interesting.
I think it might depend on the industry too. Like I think, like when I do commercial work and stuff, not on my own, but I do for my job, my main salary job. I think they do have like payment after. But I think in the wedding industry, like you get paid before you even do anything at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can imagine. So, I mean, you're are you doing photos too for these weddings, or you're doing video?
I'm just
the videographer.
There's that douchebag bag videographer in the back.
So you get all those douchey shots, like the up close cinematic shit.
Yeah, the hold hands, walk with the sun behind you.
Petro, thank you for the $10 super chat. Not necessary, but thank you very much. Just trying to keep up with the chat. A lot of actual good questions. Paul, are you actually reading these questions?
I'm trying, yeah.
Okay. Anything else that catches your eye there, Paul?
Well, this isn't the question, but this kind of goes off of the drones. You live in DC, right, Vu? So the drone, it really sucks to fly drones there. I mean,
you can't fly it at all. That's where story blocks and stuff might come into play. Get some aerial footage of DC.
You're shit out of luck in DC.
But honestly, I'm kind of glad because especially when I film weddings and bride and groom's like, do you do drone?
Do you have to sit there and educate them and say, hey, we can't fly here because Washington's not far? Do you have to remind them? Because I can imagine there's got to be some videographers that probably don't know the rules and they'll have a freaking drone in the air, around DC. Although I don't know how they would how it would take off, but
the DJI drones will not even fly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Unless you're able to mess with it,
bypass it, yeah.
Or you have an FPV drone you built yourself or something.
Yeah, but that's something though that I guess that's good, in a sense for you because it saves you costs. It's one less thing you have to compete with, and that also means the surrounding, as you're doing real estate, people don't expect aerial footage of that as well.
Yeah.
So you can't even get a waiver, I don't think, in the DC area at all. Now you're in the heart of DC.
I'm in the outskirts. I'm 30 minutes away.
Oh yeah, you're still close enough. You're within that cone.
I feel like if you're in DC, no, but if you're within that 15-mile radius of it, let's say it's Virginia or something, you might be able to get a waiver to be able to fly around there. But
that's got to be such a pain in the ass, though. I couldn't imagine doing that. I know, a couple of people that lived there and then they moved and they got away from me. Their content was heavy around drones. And as soon as they moved there, they were just like, all right, fuck it. We can't do it anymore. We can't fly. We're having to drive, an hour to be able to film anything drone related, which, I guess I'm lucky I don't live there. But we get it sometimes down here because, Trump comes down to Mar-a-Lago and then you can't fly. You're basically fucked. There's no flying. And we get no warning. Yeah, we get no warning whatsoever. When they're in town. What kills me with some of these drones, they'll let you take off. It'll say, and it says VIP, but it'll still let you take off. You can enter your credentials. I had that happen a couple times, VIP. So I'll look and I'm like, shit, land it quick. Didn't mean to take off type of thing. Forgive me, Father, I have sinned. Been 12 days since my life.
Here's a question from J. Cole Media. He says, do you have a simple contract or do you have a lawyer that wrote one for you?
I literally just have one that a lawyer wrote up, and I use that for everybody.
Yeah, it's like a broad license, I'd imagine.
Standard, and I might go in there and tweak some things depending on whatever the client wants, but it's literally the same basic language. It's pretty much just to protect yourself. That's all it is. Protecting your business, protecting yourself over a lawsuit over something random, I didn't capture someone's grandma or something during.
Does that happen? You get the video edit and they're like, oh, how many revisions do you have to do when you're dealing with a wedding?
Bro, I'm not trying to show off, but very rarely.
Very rarely? That's good though.
I'll send off their 5 to 7 minute film and they're just incredibly happy and good to go.
I think what's the key target you're trying to do with a wedding film? Because with real estate, I'm sure there's not a lot of motion with the house, but obviously when you're filming somebody's big day, you're trying to convey that emotion. I imagine if you're hitting that target, you mission accomplished if you make them cry.
Yeah, make them cry, make them laugh. You just gotta cover all the elements, make it look really good, and for lack of a better word, cinematic. Make it look like a movie, but you have to make sure that you cover all bases. You can't spend the first minute and a half of a 5-minute wedding video with drone shots.
Exactly.
Which I've seen plenty of times. And that's when you get revisions because bride and groom will complain, why is this missing? Why is this missing? You have to be very clean, very filmic, whatever you want to call that cinematic look, but you have to also you have to cover the event. You can't just send off this fancy B-roll montage without covering anything.
Right. There's got to be a story there, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, you're doing these weddings solo or you have an extra shooter?
My extra shooter is none other than Say Park.
So he got himself. Is that out in the open there, Paul? Did they announce that?
That's not in the open. No.
Oh, okay, that's not out in the open.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say anything.
Nah, fucker.
I don't tell any secrets.
We knew. I know. Son of a bitch. Nobody watches this fucking show, anyways. It's only 125 people watching.
I mean,
well,
I have no confirmation. He just sent me a wink face
off when they saw my ass.
Yeah. Bullshit. That's a wink face. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, he won't get any. You won't get anything from them ever again. You told them their Weebill S is terrible.
I didn't tell them their Weebill S was terrible. I didn't.
No, not you. Vu was the.
No, Vu. What did you tell them?
He said it's built like trash and
it's built like trash, man. It's China.
It is built
China
cheap.
It's rickety. It's a rickety like a rickshaw. You know what I mean?
It works when it works, but it doesn't when it doesn't. You know what I mean?
No, it works great. It's probably the best gimbal to buy if you're on like mirrorless cameras, real estate videos, whatever. That's a perfect gimbal. Yeah. It's just very cheaply made. Like I wouldn't mind spending another $100 on it if they upgraded the build quality and made things more solid, and also hire a whole new crew to do like the firmware updates, because they've had like 10 updates and it's still some trash.
Yeah, it takes me a long time to really dial in the settings to try to get it like silk.
Yeah.
But I'll fire up the Ronin SE, and I'm able to dial in, and get a very, a pretty stable, smooth shot. And that's with me walking like a freaking ninja. I can get a pretty stable, smooth shot. But what I hate about the Weebill S is the damn locks. They're a pain in the ass. They don't have any knurls on it. They're just like almost flush. I hate them. And sometimes if you flip, you can break them easy. It's like trying to get a hold of anybody at Zhiyun, or how do they pronounce that?
Juin.
Is it Juin?
Juin.
So what are you chewing?
General So chicken.
Juin. I've been saying it wrong my entire life. Holy shit.
I think it's Juin.
Juin?
Like yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm
Jew,
just
like Jew is like Jewish, like
Jewish.
Win. That's why they saw that teenage photo. Jewish. Never mind.
I just had fucking beer come out my nose. Oh shit! I was reading the chat and somebody said you in.
Oh, is you in?
Is it you in? Lon, or do you speak it?
He doesn't look.
I know he speaks everything. Lon speaks everything. Lon, you win.
You win. Okay.
You win the prize. Yeah, I'm ready for a new gimbal. I've got the Weebill S. I've been using that for about 5 months now. But the Ronin SC sort of sucks because it can't handle a heavy enough payload.
When they updated the Weebill to the Weebill S, I was like in heaven. And
you're in heaven with wine. That speaks volumes of what your tastes actually are, though, Paul.
We were at camera camp. I remember we were at camera camp. And,
here we go. One time at camera camp. Here we go again.
I was talking to Sydney, and he said he had one waiting at his house. He's like, hold off. I have one. It's probably going to be pretty good. And then we saw Jason Vong walking around with one in his hand, and one of the guys at the table is like, yeah, it has a red line across it. And then you look at all his photos of him running around.
Which one's that? What view is that?
This is the only gimbal I have right now. This is the Tech AK2000S, which is also the new Manfrotto one.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah,
Manfrotto took this exact gimbal. This is the Tech, but if you look closely, Manfrotto is selling this exact gimbal. They just rebranded it.
So how is that gimbal?
Okay, so it is fine. It works. It has a pretty decent payload. It's just like, for me, the battery life is some trash.
What type of batteries? They're taking the 16 850s or whatever?
No, man, it's built in.
Oh shit! No, I built-in batteries are no dice.
Yeah. I had a real estate shoot, and I only do like real estate for one realtor. About half-hour shoot or something like that for like a small 2,500 square foot, regular ass neighborhood house. It was down 25% in like half an hour.
What?
Yeah, and it was just mounting. It was just a A7 III with a Tamron 17 mil. 17.
Yeah, nah. I couldn't do that. Like, I'm trying to find that perfect gimbal. That gimbal is like, You don't have to battle with balance in it too much. And I had the Ronin S. I tried the Ronin SC, and it's I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. I need a gimbal that can be smooth but not get that wobble and that micro jitter. That's my biggest problem is micro jitter. If you're using any sort of autofocus at all, if you have any sort of jitters, that shit shows in post badly. Like you can get that focus breathing.
You could just buy the new Canon ESR5 with that amazing IBIS and just use that instead.
Yeah,
then you only get like 5 minutes.
We'll have to tell him it'll be like a bullet wedding because the wedding's only could be 20 minutes. Can only make the wedding 20 minutes.
You love Canon, right, Vu? You were a fully Canon shooter, right?
No, man.
Let me tell you, it's funny as shit. Funniest shit that ever happened to me happened yesterday. So I'm on Facebook, and it's funny. Like, you have a YouTube channel, and you try to use an alias, but people realize, okay, they figure out your name, and then one person adds you, another person adds you. So another YouTuber adds me on Facebook, right? And I'm an asshole on here. And I don't know why they think, well, he's probably not like that in real life, but I'm still an asshole in person. So he adds me, and he bought a Canon R5, and I've been ragging on him pretty bad about the overheating. And yesterday it came to a boiling point. He just lit me up from head to toe. Then he blocks me on every fathomable social media platform, obviously, except for YouTube. All because I'm just ragging on him about, I said, I know it says you can film for 30 minutes, but it's like, how long does it take you to recover? Do you have to take it to the emergency room? He didn't take too kindly, but it's so funny how passionate people are about different brands. Like they're so biased towards a brand. It's comical.
So much. That is why I make fan of Canon so much, is because Canon, people use Canon. They've been investing their money in it. They're very annoying. they
are. But where did that? Where that started from initially was Casey Neistat shit. People like, oh, he's using the ADD, and then he sort of went agnostic for a while, and he was shooting Panasonic, and he's whatever. Then you got Peter McKinnon, who is just
Peter McDonald
head fast on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the colors, it looks so amazing. But everybody
so subjective. Color is so
subjective thing, and I'm shooting a Fuji right now. I shoot in Sony. Like the color is different, but to get them to get pretty close, just literally a few minor adjustments. It's not.
Yeah, it's a few minor adjustments. I've never had an issue matching cameras, and it's always comical when I see that. Like that, yeah. There's probably some stark differences. Like obviously that S-Log 3. I'll be honest with you, that'd be fucking hard to match to an extent. Like you're gonna have to drop a lot to get a decent look. Like at least if I was using S-Log 3 on my A6400 or something.
No. Don't even use that on your A64. Don't use S-Log 3 ever on on any camera.
I use HLG. I primarily use HLG. HLG is the only thing I use on any of the Sony 8-bit cameras because that's the only thing that I feel like doesn't get tore up. Yeah. Even S-Log 2 sometimes gets completely obliterated. But HLG does a really good job. I think that's probably the best color profile that I've used on the 8-bit Sony camera systems. I could be wrong though.
What'd
you say, Paul?
I said for the Acer and the S3, it's going to look pretty amazing. But I think the funny thing about color is everybody who says that the colors look amazing, I mean, who cares? You're going to grade it. You're going to destroy it anyway from what comes out of the camera for most pro photographer or videographers. So I don't understand why it matters.
What annoys me even more is the videographers or the cinematographers who claim they love Canon colors. But if you watch a movie on the big screen, you never see Canon colors. Those are just graded differently. It's red, it's RE, whatever. It's never Canon colors. And when you do see let's say a wedding videographer who used Canon and they just use it straight out of camera, it just looks straight out of camera. And it's
I don't know. I think if you're invested in Canon glass, the best thing you can do if you're invested in Canon glass and you're serious about this shit, honestly, I think that red Komodo is a fucking phenomenal camera right now. I don't know if you've seen any videos on that. The new red Komodo. It's their 6K camera. They're selling it's 6K.
It's like 12 grand.
It's like the size of a Z cam.
Yeah, it's the size of a Z cam. It's going to be $6,000. It's their cheapest camera they've ever made, but it's probably one of their best. It's incredible. But that's what I would buy over an R5. I would buy that over an R5. It's not obviously not practical for photos and things, but for a straight video, a videographer, you can pop that on a gimbal. You can do much more with it right there.
Albuquerque Quadcopter, he asked if OriginaldoBo, are you going to be buying a ZV-1?
No, I'm not going to buy a ZV-1.
Now, that's an interesting question. Vu, you bought one. What do you, I mean, you did a lot of vlogs. You did a lot of family stuff with it. You filmed your son being born with it. What do you think about it?
Dude, it's, I think the only thing it doesn't have is 10-bit. I mean,
is the color science different on that, Vu? Is the color science
different? You know, like everything I've done, I don't even use HLG on it. I just shoot it in standard.
Okay.
Because the idea behind me getting that camera was for me to not have to like mess with anything. You know what I mean? Just turn it on and just start filming. You know what I mean?
And you think it looks good?
Yeah. I mean, I hate vlogging. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. So if I could just like make it simpler in my life, like all I have to do is turn it on and hit record and just be able to go with it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And I can't say anything, you know, maybe the battery life isn't great, but you know, if you
I don't know. I was thinking, I was contemplating that because I'm going to be going, I'm traveling this week, and I was thinking to myself, man, do I really want to bring the A66 or the A7? Should I just get the ZV-1? It would be easier to travel with, but I don't know.
You don't need to put a mic on it either, man. Like that audio just straight out of the built-in microphone is good. Like if you get a chance, if you haven't already, I'm not saying you should watch it, but you know, I guess all of the videos I've done with the ZV-1 have been just straight out of the audio, straight from the camera.
I'll have to check it out. I saw you posted a vlog or something to that effect with it. I'm gonna have to go back and take a look today and make a decision, because I got rid of my 64, all my 6400s gone, sort of making a headroom for the A7S III. But it's like, you know, it comes to a point where it's like, all right, you got all these cameras, you can't shoot on them all at once. I mean, I guess you could, but I could see where the ZV-1 could fit in, like for top-down shots. It's a good product shot, good product camera, which could be, you know, solid or at least a good vlogging camera. Or I don't know. I don't really vlog. I just usually just fucking wing it. But yeah, just random shit. But yeah, man. Well, I'll have to take a look at that. Vu, I know you are sleep deprived. New kid. I appreciate you coming on the show, guys. If you want to check out Vu, he's got an awesome channel. Paul, with the link, please. Paul, you have one job. It's Envu Films. Like I said, probably one of the best,
probably the worst channel on YouTube.
Yes, it's probably the worst channel that you could subscribe to. So
camera related.
To that.
Camera related is the worst channel to ever watch on YouTube.
It is. It's frustrating at times,
especially if you're a Canon fanboy.
If you're a Canon fanboy, it's gonna be a problem for you.
Yeah. So if you're a Canon fanboy, California Phantom, you're probably not gonna like his channel. But if you love gimbals, filmmaking tutorials, color grading, learning about the business, like from somebody that actually makes money doing it and not just your average typical douche tuber, please, I implore you to check him out. Vu, pleasure having you, man. Thanks so much for everything you do idiotically.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys having me and just having my trash channel be on your good channel.
No, man, I think your shit's definitely top notch, man. Anytime, man. You're always welcome back.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
Take care, dude. Guys.
I like that guy.
Funny dude.
What a nice guy. All right, what did I miss in the chat? All you freaking degenerates in the chat starting shit. I see all the fly logos. So, guys, if you are looking to become a member of the channel, it is $1.99, and you get a fly logo. You're gonna get a Paul emoji next week, and we're kicking off probably not this weekend because I'm going to be hanging out with Mr. Ken Herron at the event this weekend, but the following weekend we're going to be doing a members only live stream. You get the exclusive no DW emoji. Got a lot of cool shit going on here.
The boxing, huh?
Yeah, what's up with that, dude? What's up with that? So here's an idiotic thing that happened this week, Paul.
Okay.
Do we talk about this shit? I think
we probably need to talk about it. It's
all right.
Pretty idiotic.
So I'm sitting at my desk. It's like 9 a.m. and Mike from Accelerated Heights, he messages me and he's like, hey, he goes, did you see this shit? And I'm like, did I see what? Because the message didn't load yet. And all right, fuck it. We can't talk about this. This fucking asshole just showed up here.
Wrenchers, come on.
Wrenchers, be ready. This guy's an absolute son of a bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, 51 phones, drones, 51 drones.
51 drones in the house.
What's going on, Russ?
How's it going, fellas?
It's going, man. You are looking super cinematic, man. You looking cinematic, dude.
You know, I just copy everything you do. That's what I do.
Don't do that. I don't want to get you demonetized, Russ. Oh shit, man, that's hilarious. Do you know what, man? You know what's so much better with doing these streams through StreamYards like this? It makes connecting people into the chat so much more seamless. It's not a shit show.
Yeah.
When I click a button, I'm like, oh, I know what's gonna happen if I click a button.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Looks better.
Have you met producer Paul yet?
I have not.
Paul, this is Russ. Paul, Russ.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Nice to meet you.
I hired him. I don't pay him though. He's just communications manager. That's what you call it.
Yeah, whatever. Just some guy.
Just a guy, you know.
Doesn't really drink brew.
You know, I put a title out there. Stop waiting for the Mavic 3 in 2020. And as soon as no sooner I made that title, Russ texted me. He goes, "Hey, coming on the show. We were talking about this." So I got to ask, what do you think about that, man? You think people are crazy for waiting for the Mavic 3?
Not crazy, but here's why I want to talk about it, because what I hope I'm not I don't have my pop filter.
It doesn't matter. It's not your stream. You're not going to break it anyways.
It's true.
It's fine. You break it all you want, Russ.
I've so many videos online from YouTubers with 200 subscribers, 300 subscribers. They got like 6,000, 10,000 views talking about the Mavic 3. Mavic 3 leak. Mavic 3 specs. Mavic 3, like, my God. It's just clickbait, insane. Man. It's total clickbait. And it's all from OC to LV. Every single one of them. You know, it's image was released today. Early patent. No, it's, you know how many patents they put out there? Like, I know, like Drone DJ picked it up and really ran with it.
So did Drone XL. So
Drone XL did too. Yeah.
But they contradict themselves though.
Yeah.
They contradict themselves. They said no Mavic 3 until Trump's out of office.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the other day, they produced another article talking about how the Mavic 3 is going to be similar and come along the time that the Inspire 3. And I'm just like, all right, why are we talking about this? I get it. They're a media, fuck it, I can't even say it.
Yeah,
Paul,
you want to get clicks.
They want clicks, right?
Which is that's fine. I mean, that's part of the game, but there's comes a point where I don't think, like, space out your contradictions, right? Like, don't do it within a week. Like, if you're going to contradict yourself, don't do it in a time frame in which I can remember it. You know, like, it's just common sense. But my thing is, personally, I think the publications that we have, like the news sources for like drone related content, the vast majority of them are just trash. They just produce clickbait. Like, there's no substance there that I would say, okay, here's a takeaway. Here's the takeaway. There's no takeaway to anything you read. I could be wrong. Right. I'm also an asshole. Well, it's so inconsistent, and the sources are so unreliable, and everyone is off conjecture and speculation. And it's fun. It's fun to talk about those things, and it's fun to imagine. Like, I like doing wish lists, but every one of those videos that I watched said, and I don't normally like to talk about leaks, but I just have to talk about this one. Like, they all said that.
Yeah,
and it's all the same people that talk about the leaks all the time. But it was fun to do a wish list, I guess.
And it's fun to do a wish list because I think sometimes what happens is, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe sometimes manufacturers will see that wish list and they're like, oh shit, that's something that we didn't realize, like, people want it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's typically, like, my thought process is I like to think about what I want
versus like speculating what could be off of like OCD, because I don't know how accurate he actually is sometimes. I'm sure he's got some sort of inside information.
Yeah.
But the reality is, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Like, until it's released, it doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and he gets some of them right. I mean, he's pretty close on a lot of things. So I suppose it's when people see something come out, it's more hopeful than it is like, oh, this must be true. It's more like,
what'd you make of that article though that they put out that they wouldn't release a new drone until Trump was out of office?
They didn't put that out.
Well, no. The speculation, that they wouldn't put out a new drone until Trump was out of office. I think that's an audacious thing.
I don't know who started that, but did you see DJI's reply? They're like, that's bullshit. We don't ever make our business decisions based on politics.
Right. Because I'm thinking to myself, why would they do that? Because their market is bigger than just the US.
Yeah.
They have a dominant market space here, but it's bigger than just the US. And why would you concede to somebody for 4 years? You're a company. You just wouldn't. So that just further bolsters the claim that Drone XL's articles are bullshit. I'm sure I'll get a nasty DM like, hey,
yes,
man,
you will.
my article's bullshit.
Yes, you will.
I said your article's bullshit.
Okay, I won't say anything, but yeah,
it's fine. You don't save the DMs for me.
Okay, I gotta stay neutral, but I'm
controversial.
My God, you threw me off now.
I do best.
The politics of it. What's more interesting to me is that we're really close to the federal government banning all DJI drones. And it says how they label it. Basically, they could just say DJI, but they say, I don't know what they say, nefarious outside companies or whatever, but we know they're talking about DJI. And
right,
that's a lot of drones being grounded. And someone's going to have to pick up that.
It's Autel too. It's anything made overseas.
Right.
So if they're going to ban anything in China, that means Autel will also be grounded as well.
Yeah, components.
They are produced, manufactured, and then exported to the United States, which that's a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, and here's my biggest issue is that, God, you got me thinking about how, he's going to be so mad at you.
It's fine. But you know what, though? When you call somebody out like that, it makes them step back, look at their content or whatever it is that they're producing and say, hey, how can I do better? All right, I missed the boat here. Because articles are different than videos. Right. Videos, you throw it out there and it's sort of like, fuck it, whatever, full send. Yeah. I think YouTubers and YouTube in a nutshell can sort of take a pass. But when you put out publications like that and you make a claim like that, that's detrimental to a company. It's different. Yeah. It's different than,
I think you're right. Yep.
So I think he's got an obligation to protect them as well. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I'm like I said, I don't know. I'm just a fucking guy on YouTube.
What I was going to say is the biggest thing that I hate about all of this, about the banning of the federal government banning their drones and stuff. We've never seen, and I don't know why they wouldn't release any information of proof of them collecting our data. There's been there's no publication or no studies or nothing. It's all speculation. And it's one senator from Wisconsin. And seriously, it's just.
Well, here's something interesting, though. Billy brought this up to me the other day. He says to me, he goes, do you find it odd that every single DJI app was updated on the same day? Pilot. He's like, every single DJI app was updated on the same day. He goes, when has that ever happened?
Yeah.
He's like, do you think they were removing some sort of malicious code or something?
Yeah,
I'm like,
possibly.
I'm like, I don't know, but that is really, really random because I can't think of the last time where Pilot, every app, even go back to DJI Go was updated for the legacy drones, when does that happen? Why would you update that?
Why would you update that? Yeah. I didn't know that.
So that was, I found that to be a little bit random. I can't imagine them doing something nefarious. Again, it's what are you really getting from that? And I think that Apple and Google Play have a pretty good bead on where the information, that data trail is coming from, like where it's going, what information do you really have access to? So I think if Apple felt I think if Apple felt like something was nefarious, they wouldn't have ever allowed it to the Play Store to begin with. At least for what I can see.
Right. Yeah, you think they would have that locked down and they would have to make corrections before it even got to the public, but who knows?
No, and somebody just said, oh, it's, because of iOS 14. No. I'm talking about even Android apps were updated. All of their applications were updated across Android and iOS, which is sort of weird. Like they never really. No, okay. So Lon just said they removed the Weibo access to appease the haters. Okay, that makes sense. That's primarily a Chinese app, the Weibo.
The what?
It's like a WeChat type of thing.
Oh,
or something to that effect.
Huh.
Okay. I just don't understand all the hate for the drone community in general. I mean, why are they aiming on specifically drones for these Chinese companies? There's so many other electronic companies that are doing. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There's multitudes of other. I mean, even Xiaomi, their stream boxes and things like that. They've talked about banning them. They're also not allowing those phones to be imported. So I mean, there could be even a potential where you see like OnePlus, who has never really got a good chance to make its way on a carrier, but T-Mobile doesn't have their latest phone on an American carrier. So if that tells you, I mean, it's just the temperature of the world today, or at least, well, no, it's just the temperature of the United States, I guess. There's definitely some things that we have going on. Some of it's valid, but for the most part, the security concerns with DJI specifically, I think they've been pretty much transparent, at least from the American front. I mean, I see Brendan Schulman constantly defending that fact over and over. And I mean, he's not the type of person that would say it if it wasn't true. Yeah, he's out there pounding the pavement, and he's definitely doing what he's getting paid to do, and he's doing it well.
Oh, yeah. 10-4 on that, because I mean, I think a lot of people don't really know, like, he's the reason why, like, FPV has a fighting chance today. He went to bat for Trappy with Team Black Sheep over a legal dispute here, and won, which was huge. That's what really put him on the map specifically, and sort of put him on DJI's radar, I think. But what he's doing is awesome, and he's said multiple times they have private firms, go through and try to disprove DJI's statements on that, and they haven't been able to. So, and I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy either way in that regard, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong. Who said anything?
We'll see.
There's just not enough. There's not enough other manufacturers out there manufacturing American drone. I mean, what, Skydio? I mean,
but Skydio, I don't know.
But like, not to the same caliber. They're their own little thing.
What do you think about that, Russ? You have the Skydio. Like, where do you think Skydio fits in this? Because we need an American manufacturer to step up, but they're obviously steadfast on the fact that they have a specific idea in mind of what they want a drone to be and do.
Yeah.
And pilots want something different.
Their niche is pretty narrow right now, but I could see them, as soon as they build the capital, being able to expand beyond what they're doing. I think that the autonomy is they're focusing on autonomy right now. And I think that, I mean, those guys are some of the smartest guys on the planet when it comes to engineering. And I think they can do whatever they want to do. But I also think that there's other organizations, other businesses out there that could step up and fill the gap. American made companies that, if China can do it, we can certainly do it. It's just somebody needs to put their mind to it and do it. So it's
sort of shocking we haven't had an American company step up. Like, this is sort of a strange realm that there hasn't been a Chinese. Fuck, I'm drunk. Hasn't been an American consumer manufacturer that I can think of that produced something.
I think they're intimidated. I think, why bother? I mean, we're not going to be able to compete. So, maybe this is a stepping stone to moving towards the more American-made drones. Maybe somebody will say, "Hey, now we have a chance. We can get a federal contract and at least get the federal side of things, and then move into consumer side." But who knows where the consumer side is going to go with remote ID coming through? So,
well, that's the other thing. That's sort of like the dark horse in the room that I think a lot of people sort of forget about is remote ID is still out there. It's like this little thing, you know, and it's just like before remote ID was announced on the day after Christmas, that it was there. It's always been there, and we forgot about it, and we let our guards down, and then it shot up, and then it was like months and months, 3 months of everybody, you know, hounding remote ID, pounding the pavement, remote ID, and now it's quiet again.
Right.
When's the last time you heard anybody say remote ID other than the fact that you just said it here and now?
Not much, but December we're going to see something, I think.
You think they're going to screw us over day after Christmas? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I do. I think December is going to be they're going to finalize the rule. So it's still going to be 2-3 years before it rolls out.
Oh yeah, we still got like a bit of a grace period before it's all going to be hell in a handbasket. But I mean, obviously they got to give manufacturers some time to catch up. But it's funny, you know, when I asked that question at CES, that nobody could give me any sort of definitive answer as to, you know, what their thoughts were, you know, how they were going to get out in front of this or ahead of it. Nobody. I think they were all equally blindsided. Obviously, rightfully so, because it was just announced, you know, 14 days prior or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. I'm supposedly, you know, not to talk rumors and whatnot, you know, DJI is set to release a FPV drone.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot.
Which would be sort of interesting.
Would be. Yeah, I'd get it. I'd get it for sure.
I mean, if they made it easy for somebody to, let's say easy, if they made it accessible and intuitive, I don't want to say easy because I don't think that's the right term, especially when you're dealing with something like that. But I think if they made it intuitive enough for somebody to fly it, that would be sort of a like something that is groundbreaking, I think, anyways.
Yeah, I watched your Beagle review. So, you know, not the greatest, but I think it's kind of,
they got a market. You know,
it's kind of cool.
It is because like their website, like when you buy your drone, you go through the website. It's like I was trying to explain to you. You said you were working with the company, and you're like, "What do I need to get this thing off the ground?" And I'm explaining all this to you, and it sounds like a whole shitload of stuff that you're going to need to actually do this video review. You're like, "Damn, I don't have got time for this."
Right.
But when you go through Beagle's website, it's like they take you step by step through the instructions. The instructions are all digital. And it's like they walk you through the setup process to get you there. And it really is, honestly, it is cut and dry. If I knew nothing about it, I'm pretty confident I would have been able to get it up in the air. But their team, he said, the CEO said to me, he goes, they felt like their first drone, the Beagle Drone Kit 2 wasn't their best foot forward. So, and I agree with that. They could have did better. And their Drone Kit 2X that they're going to be releasing, I think it's on the 20th. They're going to be releasing that is supposed to, you know, hit the mark in that regard. So we'll see. It's not going to be digital, but what they do have is they made some pretty great enhancements, which, I mean, it's not bad for flying analog, but digital is awesome.
So here's my question. So I'm spending all this money on all this analog gear. Then as soon as if I like it and I decide to continue and I move to digital, pretty much all that stuff is worthless.
Well,
right?
the only thing that you're really out is the goggles, because let's say you have a controller and you want to continue to use that controller. That was my biggest gripe with them, is because they gave you this FlySky receiver and nobody really uses FlySky. It's like they consider that toy grade. They really do. They consider that toy grade. So nobody really uses that. So I made the suggestion that if you want to do something, include like an FR Sky or something that somebody can say, okay, it's a multi-protocol. I can go in any direction I want to after I use whatever it is, because they're going to graduate from that drone and they can do that. I think that would have been a better option. But no, you can use your controller. Like, I don't use the DJI controller really hardly ever. There's only 2 drones that I built that use the DJI controller, and that's only because I didn't have enough of room to fit an additional receiver. Fuck you, Cigar Nation. You ever mention that goddamn son of a bitch's name in my chat again, you'll lose your wrench. You'll lose your wrench. You can say Billy anytime you want, but you mention that scumbag drone worship in my chat, you'll lose your wrench.
You and Sam Burns are going crazy over there.
Yeah, they're going to lose their wrench. You got what you wanted. You got to rise. Congratulations. Son of a bitch. challenging me to a boxing match.
I'd like to point out you just said his name.
Russ, you're fired, Russ. No, he did. He challenged me to a boxing match. He wants to like.
I saw that.
He literally wants to box me, and he was like dry humping a dumpster in the video, like some sort of newfangled cardio workout. I don't know what he was doing. And he was, doing this thing with this weight. I don't know, like for his forearms, and there's an easier solution. But
I'd kind of like to see a box. I kind of like to see it.
Here's my thing on that. Like, one, the guy's got a hernia. He's got a biblical, like the Bible sense of a hernia. I can't talk for nothing. Forget it. Anyways, he's got a hernia where if I punched him in the gut, there's a good chance that I may kill him. There's a good chance. If not, there would be a disaster. So, one, if we did box, I would want a legal. Paul, where'd you go?
My battery died. I gotta change it.
That's ridiculous, Paul. I would want a contract signed that said if I killed you, I'm not liable, or something to that effect. I don't know. It's got to be something like that. But I started thinking about this more and more. That why doesn't he challenge me? Instead of a boxing, he can call it a proverbial boxing match, but put it in the air. Yeah, that'd be fun. You want to box me? Let's box in the air. A flight videos, a flight battle or whatever. It can be FPV, it can be GPS, however you want it. But let's put it in the air.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd watch that.
Right. Instead of he wants to literally go blow for blow, and I mean, I'm not opposed to going blow for blow, but he does have a significant weight advantage over me.
But we are out of 7th grade, so
right, exactly. So I was like, put it in the air. I mean, something. I mean, I felt like, Paul, you're back. I felt like, a flight battle would have been more appropriate, not a boxing match, because I'm trying to figure out where does boxing tie into drones. It really doesn't. And for the record, I never challenged him. I never ever challenged him. Like, I've disregarded this.
Wow.
Paul, this is insane. This is insane, Paul.
Darn fake batteries.
Yeah, that's right. Like these right here.
I don't have that. I never those,
get that. I never get that warning.
Every time.
I use
warning? DSTE.
Every time.
Really? I have never got that. I've got those same batteries, Russ. I never get that warning.
Seriously?
I'm not buying any more fake aftermarket. I bought this one off eBay that was like, I thought it was a really good deal. It's like $30 for they had the Sony branded. It had the hologram on. It looked like it was just like a Chinese version. Like I thought it was like a black market, and it still gives me the prompt. So it was a fake battery too. I'm like, gosh, dang it.
Yeah, they work. I probably get. I don't know. What do you get? 70%?
I don't know. Even those batteries do better than the A6400 ever did.
No, you're right.
Well,
Ever did. My thing is, so when I had my 6400 sitting over there, I just belched. I never used batteries. I always had it plugged into power, like an AC power thing. I never used batteries because I didn't want to deal with charging and wait. I never used the batteries. And now that I'm using the 6600 and A7 III, I never charge. I forget to charge, and that thing's so good. Like I could probably go through a good portion of the stream, but you need to get. This is the 6600, and I have one of those little dummy batteries plugged into AC power. It's a little bit. It's a little bit more money than the typical ones. They're like $60, but they're well worth it. I mean, it works really super well. Oh, we got something going on in the chat here. These guys, they're all degenerates this evening. You guys what's going on here? What's the problem? I don't know. I'm 4 beers in tonight. I started pre-gaming.
Man, you can't talk at all tonight. We should inspire you.
At some point, this stream just degrades. It just degrades. Absolutely degrades. It's gonna be great. I'm going up to Tennessee tomorrow morning. Tonight. No, not tonight. Tomorrow. It's Friday morning. Fuck, I can't even think. Friday morning, 3 a.m. I'm driving up to Tennessee. So to go fly with Ken Heron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I need a change of pace, man. Like, you know what? I've been home and we haven't traveled. We haven't done anything. I want to go up to Philadelphia and go over to New York to fly the 9/11 tribute. I think that would be cool. But
that would be awesome.
That would be absolutely awesome. Last year, I didn't get a chance to go. This year, but the problem is it's going to be around the same time Spin Up's happening.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'm doing a live thing or if I'm going to pre-record something.
Yeah.
Are you pre-recording? Are you pre-recording or doing? What are you doing, Russ?
Pre-recording. I still don't have a topic yet, so
I don't have a topic either. I need to get with Kelly.
I got some ideas. But...
So we did do something. So guys in the chat, we did do something. We did something. So Kelly and I, we came up with this idea. I thought it was a cool idea. We called it the Dronies, the Droney Awards. Anyways, we had Kelly put in the link of one of his streams. Paul, can you go to Ready Set Drone and go to First Friday? Pull that stream up and go to the description, Paul. In that stream, he had categories, and what this is like an awards ceremony, so to speak, for the drone community. We're gonna have the pilot of the year. I forgot what our drone community person of the year. I don't know. That's what we're calling that thing. And then that can be a creator, that can be a viewer, it can be just somebody who does amazing things in the drone space. And then, of course, we have different categories that people had to nominate people for. They had to nominate people. And then the final voting was going to happen in like a week and a half. Then you got to vote. And there's going to be 3 people in each category that was nominated. They were going to vote. And then between every single intermission of changing out presenters, we were going to announce who's the winner of each category.
What do you want me to pull up?
Pull up that First Friday video from Kelly. Ready, Set, Drone. First Friday.
First Friday. Okay.
Yeah, First Friday.
The last one? The most recent?
The last First Friday.
Yeah, I got it.
I know that makes no sense, but I know you understand what I'm saying, Paul.
Yeah, I have it up.
You got it? Can you send me that link, Paul? Can you put the link in the chat?
Oh, you want me to send it to you? Sorry.
No, send it in the chat. Send it in the chat.
August 7th?
August 7th? I think that was it. What's the description say? You got to read, because you had a bunch of stuff in there. In the description, it talks about that you have to email Ready Set Drone for your nominations. Paul, can you send me that link to the video? Did you send that to the private chat? Where's the other private chat? Paul, I don't see it, Paul. There it is. This is amazing.
Send your Ready Set Drone song to contest.
All right. No. That's not it. That's not it. We're not singing that song. It'll never leave your head. All right. So here it is. So here's the categories for the Droney Awards. So you have to send your nominations for these categories to contest@readysetdrone.com. And here are the categories that we are going to be looking at. Best cinematic drone content. You can vote. You can nominate anybody you want. We're taking the top three. Best drone tutorials. We're taking the top 3. I can tell you that one of the people that you should be nominating is in this chat, and it's not Paul or me.
No, not me,
Russ.
definitely.
So you should be nominating Russ for that one. You have favorite FPV pilot, not depicted in this video, and it's not drone worship, okay? Should be your favorite FPV pilot. Your favorite drone vlog. So your favorite drone vlog, that could be, very similar to what Ken Heron does. It's very similar to what Jake Sloan does, for instance. That's your favorite drone vlog. And then lastly, drone community person of the year. That this person does not have to be a creator. They don't have to create content. If you know about something that they've done in the community this year that has made an impact on somebody else, that should be the person that you nominate for that. Again, your categories are best drone tutorials, favorite FPV pilot, best cinematic drone content, favorite drone blog, drone community person of the year. And you are going to submit all this. I'm going to paste this in the link, and you have to send that to contest@readysetdrone.com. So that's contest@readysetdrone.com. I'm pasting it here in the chat. I don't know why it's not letting me paste it. Why is it not letting me pay person of the year? Okay, there it is. I don't know. There it is. So there you go. Contest@readysetdrone.com. Roy DW will win nothing but a piece of toilet paper. That's it. Where's my emojis? Where's my emojis? No. Why won't it let me? It's jamming up. It's jamming up. Why? Bless it anyways. Oh, there it goes. It's finally okay. All right. Anyway, so there you go. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So spin ups happening rather quickly. July 12th or no, July 12th.
Holy
September
shit.
12th.
Have another one.
September 12th. September 12th. 12th.
Buff.
Fuck it.
It's a fun word.
September 12th. I don't know why I struggle. Why do I have such a peach impediment?
Peach?
Why is there such a struggle to just stop breaking the English language? I mean, there's just it's just like a struggle every day. I wake up. I'm like, how can I break the English language more than I did yesterday?
It's part of your charm.
It is, I guess. So that's going to be September 12th, and then Spin Up will follow shortly after. Thank you, 808. So then Spin Down is happening shortly after. Now, I will not be at Spin Down. I was slated to go to Spin Down, but due to other things happening, I will not be at Spin Down. Most notably, a camera arriving.
Well, yeah.
That was a very good reason not to go to Spin Down. A7S3 I
Better
can't
arrive.
Yeah, I can't not be here to sign for that. So, otherwise, I would be at Spin Down. Maybe
Actually,
next year.
I think it's being shipped to me. Actually,
Is it being shipped to you?
because we bought it before. You said you wanted to buy it off me. I maybe I still can change the shipping address. I don't know. I was very weary. I didn't want to change anything because I don't
Leave
want
it alone. Don't ruin it. Just let me know when I can sell you. Don't. That's not. Well, but if it is though, if it is being shipped to you, then I could potentially still. Well, I can't. No, I sold my ticket. Damn it. I could.
Look at that.
I could go.
Should have talked.
But you know what it is? I think Spin Down being in Colorado is to me a little harder to get to, like where it's at. You know, it's not like an accessible spot or like you hop off a plane and bam, you're at the location. Like Austin was convenient, sort of convenient, I say. Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. Russ,
What's up?
what do you think of that new update on the Mavic 2 Air?
Love it. I just played with the what do you call it, where you zoom in and
Yeah,
I can't think
now
about it.
one of the comments that I keep seeing on that is people keep saying, "Well, why can't I just do that in post?" I don't think they're understanding that there is a difference between doing this in camera and doing it in post, and there's a big difference in sharpness.
And it's harder than I thought it was gonna be. Because to keep the drone nice and steady, and like you have to time your wheel, with your stick, and if one gets faster than the other, it doesn't turn out right. So to get it looking perfect, it takes a lot of practice. So I think I got it down though. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I haven't played with it too much. I've been actually shooting a lot of photos with it. I haven't done much video with it since. Yep. It's just so convenient to pop it up in the air. You know what's funny is I can get that drone to unlock almost anywhere, but I'm having a hell of a hard time with the Mavic 2 Pro and the smart controller getting it to unlock. It will not unlock. And the new thing is, if it doesn't unlock, it blacks out the camera. So you can't even take a photo. Yeah, it blacks out the camera entirely on the smart controller, which just pisses me off to no end. What question did Sam ask there, Paul? He asked a question.
Wonder if you went to a house. No, we're not saying that. Sorry.
It's getting tricky, no.
Yeah. We're not saying that name. Sam, just stop.
We may have to revoke Sam's badge. He's got this wrench. We may have to.
He's got a wrench still. Put you in timeout for sure. Yeah. You're really testing Ken's alcohol limit here.
Yeah, we're approaching the peak limit here for tolerances. I don't know. I'm not doing any other content this week. Brad Hendo says I have the Mavic 2 Zoom. I've not had the Mavic Air 2, but the new zoom feature added on. Does it have the capable effect of dolly zoom? I believe it does. I think there is an automated feature for that. They almost intentionally killed the Mavic 2 Zoom with this.
Well, the thing is, in 1080p, but in 4K, you can only go 2 times.
Right, but in 1080p, it's very usable.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
But can't you do it with the zoom? Can't you go 4K? Dolly zoom?
You can, but the problem with it in dolly zoom is that the exposure is going to change.
Oh,
so you have to sort of pick your poison because it's not a constant aperture on the zoom.
Even if you lock it,
you can't lock the exposure because it's going to go from f2.8 to f3.5.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not a constant. Now, if they would have went constant aperture on that, that would have been way more capable. I mean,
yeah.
Then I would retract all statements of smashing the zoom in 2020, but that they didn't do that. Now, if they made a second version of that, like DJI came out Mavic 3 and said, okay, we're going to produce one unit. It's going to have zoom. It's going to have the 1-inch sensor, blah, 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 blah. I would be okay with that. I would be okay with a Mavic 3 Pro with a 1-inch sensor with zoom. I would be okay with that.
I think that's what they're going to do. And I just think they're just like going off this point of what, stop waiting for the Mavic 3. I mean, there's no point of them coming out with the Mavic 3 right now when they just released that, and they're going to continue to live off that bread and butter for a while before they release a new product.
Yeah,
just my opinion.
Still on fire. Why would you?
Oh, the Mavic Air 2 is just killing it in sales, and price wise, like knowing what the cost of these are, I don't even know what their production cost is, but I know what retail cost is, and it's egregious what the markup is on these drones.
Yeah,
like it's sort of sick.
Yeah, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot.
No, and I think that was the problem with. Well, did they do that? They didn't do that with the. No, they didn't. They let the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini rode out for a while. When did they release the Mavic Mini? That was like November last year. Just a little bit before November, they released the Mavic Mini.
Yep.
And then the Mavic Air.
Christmas.
When did the Mavic Air 2 come out? That came out April, February, just after Corona shit settled down.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you, they're so strategic. They're so strategic. I mean, would it be ill-conceived to think that we would see a Mavic 3 Pro in 2020? I don't know. I think if we saw another stimulus check, they would be more apt to update and produce one. If there was another stimulus check, that would be the push that DJI would need to put out another drone today. And I think at that point we would see like the FPV system, the new FPV system from them, because they're not stupid. They're not stupid. Russ, do you switch to iPhone?
Dude,
how you like it, man?
Can you believe it?
I cannot believe you switched to the iPhone. You got the same phone I have, Russ. We both. Oh, that's the Pixel. This one.
Here's the thing. When I went in the store, I had every intention of getting just the 11. And,
no, you got to go Pro, dude.
Well, I did, and I'm like, well, that's a lot of money, and I'm just, what am I adding? A zoom lens? She's like,
well, you get the OLED display.
OLED, yeah, you get the OLED display. Your battery life's a little bit better. Bigger screen and blah blah blah. And I'm
Premium.
Okay, so what I did is I just paid for what I was going to pay for the 11. And I just financed the other $400.
That's smart. Well, that's smart. That's the way to do it. But you know what it is like with phones? Like my thing about phones is if you finance a phone or do the payments, you're not paying interest, so you're borrowing their money clean.
Yeah, but I'm done with. I swore I'd never do payments again. I'm from
I know.
rest of my life, I'm buying my phone. But this one, I had to because that was my budget. So,
dude, and you know what you're gonna find is a lot of the agents that you work with and do work with, a lot of them have iPhones.
Yeah,
and now you're part of the blue bubble conspiracy.
I know.
But I know you said it was a pain in the ass to set up.
It still is. I'm still doing shit. I still get
once you get it set up. Oh yeah, but once you get it set up, you're done. You're done, and you'll never have to worry about it again. You get a new iPhone, you're gonna get to back it up, and back you go. And you're gonna notice too, like all the applications for DJI just perform so well.
I know.
I don't know what it is, man.
That's the biggest reason.
That's
the biggest reason I switched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The screen recording's nice too. I know there's screen recording on Android, but
yeah.
I mean the screen recording's nice. I have been committing to the fact that I have been using my Pixel a lot lately. I put my work sim in here, and it actually has been doing better than my iPhone 7, which is surprising because that thing usually was my champion of batteries. But this thing's done really well. But my iPhone 11 Pro has been really good. I don't think I'm going to buy the new iPhone 11 or iPhone 12 when that comes out. I'm not going to do it. I don't want payments. I'm with you on that. I don't want more payments.
No.
I like the fact that things are paid off.
Ken Heron.
I told him to hop on.
Oh, did he? Did you?
Yeah.
He said, "Here's some gas money for the weekend." Yeah, there's some reason I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I got my hotel. I'm staying outside of Brownsville. So we're going to Brownsville, Tennessee, the minefield. So I'm in Jackson, Tennessee. It's like 25 minutes from where we're going to be flying. I think it's going to be awesome though. It's going to be fun. Well, I'm bringing enough of quads with me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to break at least 2 of them. That's my minimum, 2 quads broken, and I've got a bunch of batteries done. I'm going to bring the Evo. I'm bringing the Evo with me because Ken has not seen an Evo yet. That's the only drone he hasn't flown and crashed yet. so we're gonna let him fly it. We'll see what he could do. Maybe he crashes it. I don't know. Interested to see. He's flown Skydio. He's flown DJI, but he hasn't flown the Evo yet. So we'll see what he thinks of that. That'll be interesting to see. So bring Ken onto the stream. He's prepping for Thursday Night Live right now. Who's his guest tomorrow? Who's on the show tomorrow night?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Potato Jet?
Yeah. Hey, Jenna. Jenna won one of my tablet holders.
Did she really?
She did.
Jenna is holding down the female demographic single-handedly on my channel.
Yeah.
She is the 4%. She is my 4%.
Where is?
There's nothing wrong with the A+ there, Cigar Nation. That's actually still a very, very capable phone. She says it's a tough job holding down that demographic. Well, she's doing it well.
He doesn't have his guest listed on here yet.
Oh, so surprise guest. Surprise guest tomorrow. Surprise guest, yeah. Yeah, it's always cool. I'm excited to fly with Joshua Bardwell. Yeah, I know he's going to be out there.
Oh, cool.
And then Nurk's going to be there. So
really?
I'm excited to actually meet them in person and fly. It's going to feel real because throughout this whole COVID thing, I feel like everybody's so disconnected, and it sort of sucks. And and Senator Westerfield and Zoe FPV is going to be out there.
Wow,
that's actually awesome. I like Zoe FPV's videos. So that's
how long
actually cool.
Drive is that for you?
It's going to take me 10 hours, but you know what though? I used to drive that a lot, but not to Tennessee. I used to go to Biloxi, which it would take me 10 hours to go to Biloxi. And those were always painful drives back because if you didn't win gambling, that's a long drive. But if you did win, it was a fun drive back. So no matter what happens this weekend, win, lose, or draw, it's still going to be a fun drive. So
looks like Nurk's not coming.
Wait, what?
Yeah, or Bardwell. Ken says Bardwell and Nurk canceled on me.
Bardwell and Nurk canceled. Well, Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right. Fuck him. Ken and I we're gonna burn down Minefield. We're gonna burn it down. We're gonna have a hell of a time. I was wondering that if they were, because the first thing I did today was I texted him and I said, "Hey, how's the weather looking today for the weekend?" And he said it's 85 and sunny. I said, nice. Beautiful. It's under 100. I'm there.
Yeah.
So right away, I was sold on the weather alone. So plus two, just to get out of the state. In Tennessee right now, they have no restrictions. Like no restrictions. So it'll actually feel like a normal vacation.
Yeah.
For 2 days. So that works for me. All right. Well, what's Minefield, Eric? Eric asks. Paul, can you pull that video up for me?
Yep.
Russ, you got to get yourself a Paul.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's good. Nice. Great. It's so good. So good.
Maybe
cheap
my
labor too.
So this is what Paul does. Paul answers comments. So I don't have to. But he doesn't answer them in Dobo fashion. He's got to put PF. He puts PF after he responds. Paul handles the OriginaldoBo Facebook page, and then he does the stream, and he also he's responsible for gathering guests for each stream. That's his job, is to gather guests.
Wow.
And he coordinates everything on a schedule. I think everybody needs a producer, Paul.
There's no wonder you can do 2 videos in a live stream every week.
Exactly.
You got somebody doing everything for you.
Well, yeah.
Wait till he starts making me edit and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, that's when we start talking money, Paul.
Yeah.
No. My thing was, I was trying to figure out how do I successfully run a channel plus handle the real estate agents that are demanding. Because for the last couple of weeks, I'm like, I've been stressing out. I'm like, how do I edit videos? How do I do this? Plus keep on top of everything else. And I mentioned to him, I'm like, I think I'm going to have to take a look at maybe an editor or something, or, how do these other people do it? It's like, I'll help you. I'm like, you don't have to say that twice. I'm going to take you up on that. So I did.
Nice.
And I moved everything over to a brand account, which was scary, but it works. I think it works out. Like you can have a channel manager and things like that, but I don't advise doing it. So Paul just pasted that link in there for those of you guys who are near the Tennessee area. If you're wanting to come out and hang out with Ken Herron and myself on Saturday morning, I don't know how long we're going to be there till. I think until we break everything or get kicked out or arrested, maybe all of the above. But we'll be there. I think it starts at 9 a.m. There are prizes to be won. So if you guys want a chance to win the DJI FPV system provided by Ready Set Drone, be sure that you are there and present, because that gives you a chance to win that. You can't win it if you're not there. It's such a cool place to fly. There's a lot of things to look at. It's probably the coolest thing in Brownsville besides the Best Western. So just kidding. I don't know, but make sure you're there.
See these shots on my screen? This is pretty cool.
Sorry. What are you doing there? What are you doing?
I'm just playing.
Let me add it to the stream. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Yeah. Is this where he hits himself in the nuts?
This is probably it. I think this was.
I think this is it.
This is hilarious.
I think this is where he hits himself in the nuts. No, not yet.
Oh.
No, he just missed himself. The fact that he did this and then he caught it, like how that drone did not tear apart his midsection, beats just as unbelievable. Yeah, here it is.
Ooh. Oh.
I go, you can put this away for a year, break it back out again, and it's brand freaking new every time you watch it. I mean, he took a shot. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've hit somebody with a Cinewhoop and it hurt. I've drew blood, even though there's ducks on there. As soon as it goes up against your skin or anything, it becomes a vacuum. Yeah, Nurk, you're not gonna be there.
Yeah, so no longer there. But this looks so cool.
No, it does look cool. I mean, look at this. Like this right here is going to be awesome to fly through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like this right here, and the fact that if you go down, they're going to go ahead and retrieve it for you, or at least let you in there to go ahead and get that. I'm assuming that's the hotel that is there. I don't know. Like I said, deluxe accommodations. And at the top of this thing here, you can fly into there and fly down if you're skilled enough. Obviously,
oh.
I am definitely not. So yeah, that definitely looks cool.
Yep.
So there you go. So there's that. That's what's happening on Saturday. So severely suggest that you go. Cigar Nation says, wish I could be there. We would definitely get arrested. That's what we're banking on. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to cut it off here because the beer and I got to fix my lights in the bed. These stupid smart lights. If you lose power, they're like losing memory of the Wi-Fi connection. My wife's been texting me for the past 30 minutes. Can you please fix the lights? I said, woman, you know I'm on a stream. You know what happens every Wednesday? I go to ABC Liquor. I get a few in me, and we go ham on the stream. She knows this. Anyways, all right, there's it. Russ, thanks for stopping by tonight, man.
Hey, man, thanks for.
I think you caught a lot of people off guard. Guard.
Gerd.
What is happening? What is happening with me?
Nothing
Alrighty,
unusual.
guys. Yeah, I know. We will see you next time.
See you guys.
Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to. Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I said beer, Paul. Beer.
Just trying to get the rest of it out of here.
God damn it, Paul, you're fired. You hit the wrong button. You're really cruising this week, man. You're really cruising. You hit the end button, Paul. It's end. It's clearly labeled as an end button, Paul.
End button? I don't have the cool admin rights. I can't do anything with this stream. All I see is leave the studio.
Paul.
I'm not a paid employee. I don't get any cool buttons to hit.
All right, Paul, you're fired.
I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to. Yeah.
Wait. Hang on. One more thing. So I was just tagged in a post by Kelly. Kelly's in Brownsville, Tennessee. Did you know that?
No.
Ready, Set, Drone is going to be at the minefield. How about that?
You're gonna have to get some vlog of that, buddy.
Holy shit. This is going to be great. Kelly, Ken, and Ken. The three.
It's too many Kens, but yeah.
We need something to offset that, obviously, but there's too many. There's Kelly, Ken, and Ken.
I'm not.
It's like somebody's throwing strikes. What's going on here, Paul? Could this day get any better other than the fact that I have to pee so bad because I've ingested so much beer? Wednesdays are beautiful, Paul. Paul, I love you, Paul.
I love Wednesdays. I look forward to this day every day.
Paul, you're the best part of my day today.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Thank you, Paul. I'm also drunk.
I know.
I bid you abdo. I bid you abdo.
React if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to.